Being very entitled and controlling, narcissists have no difficulty stepping all over your personal boundaries. So that's why I put together an extensive video class called This Is Me. It has 25 videos, written documents, guided questions. I'm going to teach you how to have healthy boundaries. There's a link below, and I hope you'll find it to be quite therapeutic. I can't even begin to count the number of times that I've heard people say something to the effect of, hey, I have a really nice social situation that I'm going to and I'm looking forward to it, but then they add to it, but there's this one person that I know is going to be there and they just seem to have an uncanny knack for bringing the negativity out in the situation, and I just hope like crazy they're not going to be there this time around. Now, sometimes it can be at holiday gatherings or other kind of social settings where you're going to be around with people and you hope that you can have that pleasantness. But what's going on inside that one individual who just seems to bring their own brand of cynicism, and they seem to want to bring down the mood of the group? Now, these are individuals who tend to have a very strong narcissistic bent. They have an attitude of control and self-centeredness, and they couldn't care less about what other individuals think. And I want you to realize that when you're in social circumstances with these individuals, they already have this cynicism that's on the inside of themselves before they show up to the social situation. Now, they want to make it all seem that the problem, if there is a problem in the social scenario, the problem is with you. But I'm going to go through a dozen different thoughts that are extremely common in these negative, cynical, narcissistic people. When they go into a social setting, they carry these thoughts with them. And as much as they want you to think you're the problem, I want you to see, no, they're carrying around a great deal of internal chaos and turmoil, and that's what's driving them. The more you're aware of what's going on, then the less inclined you're going to be negatively impacted by them. So let me go through what I might refer to as the dirty dozen, these comments that are on the inside of the narcissist that just shows that they're carrying cynicism that then causes them to taint a social scenario. The first thought that we can go with, and this is one that I know you've probably been exposed to. The narcissist may already be thinking, there's going to be people here today that are on my bad list. And so before a narcissist ever shows up, or as they figure out who's going to be at the party or at the social gathering, they're thinking, well, this person over there, they've been a major disappointment to me. Or that individual over there, that's my enemy. Or this person over here, I just don't respect their lifestyle, or they're beneath me, or they're a mistake maker. And as a result, they already tend to categorize people into acceptable and not acceptable when they show up at a gathering. A second cynical thought that they tend to carry on the inside is they may think, when I'm in a group setting, the people who differ from me are stupid. Narcissists are highly self-impressed, and they're unwilling to consider separate ideas or thoughts or opinions or interpretations from other persons, rather than thinking, well, when you have a group of individuals, people are going to bring different thoughts. Let's hear about it. They can't do that. It just simply means if you're different, you're stupid. That's the cynicism they carry with them, and it's no wonder that they bring kind of a stink bomb to the social scenario. A third cynical thought that they can carry is they may think within themselves, I'm perfectly okay in telling people when they're wrong. And so these people, as they try to, make good with other persons, may pick up on something that someone says, and they'll mock them by saying something like, where'd you come up with an idea like that? Or who told you that was right? And so they can have this edginess that they bring to conversations. And in doing so, they can create a contention that's on the inside of the discussions that they engage with. A fourth very common cynical thought that they carry on the inside is they may be thinking, I'm pretty uncomfortable being around inferior people. Narcissists, by definition, have this false sense of entitlement, or they have this false sense of elitism that causes them to have this attitude of superiority. And as a result, they tend to put people on a grading system. If you do A, B, or C, that means you're in good stead with me. But if you do D, E, or F, then that means you're not. And they're constantly grading individuals rather than thinking you are what you are. Let me just accept you for what you are. They don't think like that. That cynicism overwhelms them. A fifth cynical thought that's extremely common with these individuals, and that is sometimes they can enter into a room and they may think, there are certain people here that just are not worthy of my attention. And these individuals with that haughtiness can have what we might consider a passive-aggressive shunning of certain individuals. I've spoken with so many people that say, well, I was at this family gathering and my Uncle Ernie over here didn't say a single word to me all night, and I know that he's got this condescending attitude towards me. What's going on there? That's how they do it, and it's like, well, I just deemed you to be unworthy of my attention. That's how those kind of individuals can think. They want you to think it's about you when in fact, no, there's something else going on. A sixth common cynical thought that narcissists bring into social settings is they may be thinking, things in this setting would go a lot better if you would just do things my way. And as a result, as these people enter into social surroundings, they can be very critical, and they're not at all bashful about it. They can offer unsolicited advice, tell you stuff that you didn't ask or need to have any kind of guidance on. They can sometimes even take over the social scenario. I recall one scenario where this woman wanted to play the music that was her favorite, when in fact it was her daughter that had recorded something. And she wouldn't let go. She got into the sound system and played all this stuff that nobody wanted to hear. That's how they can sometimes think. It'd be better off we just did things my way. Now, a seventh thing that can be on the mind of this cynical narcissist is they may enter into a social scenario thinking, I can think of a lot of other places I'd rather be right now. And so they kind of give the impression that I'm here, but if I had something better came along, I'd rather go with that. And so they can act distracted, or they can be bored, or they can just kind of let it be known, I'm here because I need to be here, but that they'd rather not be with you. And you're probably thinking, yeah, that'd be all right with me. An eighth cynical thought that they often carry into social scenarios is they might think, why would I bother trying to get to know someone else better? Narcissists don't have empathy towards individuals, and they don't have a curiosity. One of the best ways to get to know someone is to ask open-ended questions, but narcissists bring a certain shallowness to their conversations. They don't really care about who you are. They're just passing time. Or a ninth thought that they might carry into these kind of situations is, I wish people could understand how important I am, or how smart I am, or how accomplished I am. And they just kind of have this notion where they might slip certain kind of thoughts into the communication about how necessary they are. And then a 10th one is a direct byproduct of that. They also may be thinking, I wish people could understand how unimportant they are and how not smart they are. We go back to that judgmental mindset. It's like, well, yeah, I'm the gold standard, but you're not. Can't you just see that? And I wish you would just know your station in life. You ever been around those kind of people? Or an 11th thing that they can think that shows their cynicism is, in their mind, they're thinking, I do have an image that I want to maintain. And as you'll notice that when they're in gatherings with other individuals, they don't want to say anything except the wonderful, positive things about themselves. They're not authentic at all. They only have good self-reports to offer only. And as a result, you're dealing with phony baloney. And then a 12th thing that cynical thought that narcissists can bring to social scenarios that creates discord is, in their mind, they may be thinking, if someone wants to argue with me, bring it on. I'll take them on. And as a result, sometimes they can be downright combative. Narcissists, as a general rule, carry a great deal of tension and anger that's just underneath the surface. They have easy annoyance or impatience or irritability. So when the opportunity comes for that anger to just come all the way out, it's not beneath them to say, okay, I'll go into that space. You're messing with the wrong person. So when you see that some people, that when they go into social circumstances, can bring negativity, It's necessary for you to know they have this kind of thinking on the inside of them before they even show up at the social scenario. It's just who they are. Their cynicism is not a referendum about you. That's the key thing that you want to hold on to. That cynicism of theirs comes from their own place of internal pain. These are people who are wounded from the inside out. As a result, their cynicism also reflects a form of paranoia. They don't trust people well at all. And as a result, it's kind of like, you're making my life miserable, and I'm not going to let that happen. Likewise, their cynicism is a manifestation of that unresolved anger that I just mentioned a few moments ago. Inside, they have this frustration with the world in general. In addition, in their cynicism, they have developed a lack of regard for psychological boundaries. They don't care about stepping all over you and not regarding your right or responsibility to define yourself as you would deem most appropriate. And then in addition, when narcissists bring this type of cynicism into social circumstances, they illustrate they don't know the nature of love. They want to be admired. They want deference, but that's not what love is. Love has a kindness and a goodness and encouragement that's just natural. Now, on Team Healthy, we can have this notion that says, as best as I can, I want my presence in the lives of other individuals in social gatherings and elsewhere, family settings. I want it to be as positive as possible, and I want people to know that they were honored and valued by me. The narcissist, when they enter into a situation like that, it's like they don't think that way at all. They're incapable of thinking that way. And so my response to that is, I'm sorry that you do carry that internal pain and chaos and tension, but it makes no sense for me to join you at that place. I'm going to go on, and you're not going to be a major player in the way that I engage with people in social gatherings. Now, I hope this gives you some awareness about what you might be dealing with. Whenever you have these scenarios where you're in groups, the narcissists will show up and they bring all sorts of struggle from the inside out to the equation. Just know that. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so, because we'll bring more videos to help you understand what it is that you might be dealing with. I'm honored that you would allow me to be on your journey with you. Likewise, if you have a need for therapy, and sometimes when you're dealing with individuals like this and they keep coming back with the same old, you need someone to help you unpack it. And as a result, you know that I've been sponsored for years by the people at BetterHelp.com. There's a whole team of licensed professional therapists that could assist you. Like I say, it's online, it's affordable, it's accessible. You can get to them quickly, and then it can be very effective. So as the need is there, please seek out the therapy that would be of most assistance to you. Likewise, I have my therapeutic courses, and these are online classes you can sign up for. Each one has at least 25 videos with written documentation per video, guided questions to take you in a particular direction. We have Ready, Set, Connect about how to make good connections with people. This is me about establishing your boundaries properly, free to be finding yourself despite those controllers. I also have my webinars that are presented in a much different kind of nature. You might want to check those out on my website. We have many articles there. We have my podcast that's available there, as well as books, so plenty of resources. Okay, when narcissists will disrupt social scenarios, know that they bring ideas and thoughts that are there prior to them ever showing up, because it's who they are. The more you understand that, then hopefully they won't be able to gaslight you and make you think that you're the problem. And in doing so, and as you have that understanding, I'm hoping you can decide, well, I'm going to be, despite who they are, I'm going to be a person that brings goodness and decency. And in the end, you get to go home with your peace intact.